in competitive sport, you don't turn up just to compete, you want to win.
For me, I love the sport. It is important that we fish on an international level to learn, because in Austria, fishing is not accepted as a sport in the moment, and I'm working hard to get it accepted as a sport.
You grow up, you support your country, whether it's football or whatever your passion is, you want your country to do well. And being able to do it at fishing, which is my passion, is fantastic.
Good morning everyone, and welcome to Barston Lakes for the very first European Feeder Cup.
Drennan feeder team Aqua has got a really good draw on paper. The guys are all local, they all know the venue really well, and they've got a good draw. The blue team, they've got 3 or 4 what I'd say is pretty decent pegs and 2 not so good. But with the weather being as it is at Barston, it's gone cool, there's a northeasterly wind, so who knows, it could turn everything upside down.
The English know everything about the Barston Lakes. I got some information from them. It should be good for carp in the beginning maybe, but it's mainly skimmer. As we have learned, because the weather change, skimmers are always there. It's the difference to our country on the continent. If you have a weather change like this here in England, you will catch nothing. We don't know the bags, therefore we have not really an idea, but we are confident. Doesn't matter. At the end we want to have fun here, catch fish, have a nice weather, but it changes to the English, as we have heard.
We've got 5 reasonable pegs, so we're quite happy with that. We've got 1 where we might struggle up in the 120s, but it's the same for everybody in that area, so we'll give it a good crack and see what we can do. Basically it's to try and catch a carp, because that's going to take the pressure off the lads, because skimmers, because of the cold weather, have stopped feeding, so carp are going to be very important if we can catch one, but then it'll be focusing on the skimmers to try and build a bit of weight up.
We fish more for the silvers, but we have not too much information for carp here.
We are not really carp specialists, but the drawing, the guy in box A, who is my doubles partner Kurt, he's on box peg number 25, which was brilliant the whole week, so I hope he can manage it there on the carp. The other pegs in the B sector is not so good, 40, that's not a good number I heard. 51 seems to be okay in C sector. 83, maybe 1 peg too far in the D sector. I'm happy where I am, somewhere in the middle, close to the island. And our last angle is on peg 122. Where we practiced yesterday, and we caught about 35 kilos of bream there, so I think he's at a good peg.
I draw peg 121, which is now as mostly carp pegs, but yesterday carp doesn't fit really good, so you never know, so it could be short because the wind is blowing to us, it could be skimmer, it could be bream, so the day will show us.
I have end peg. 124, everybody told this fantastic carp area, and we see. I have only one tactic, all in for carp, and we see how many carp is possible catching on this good peg. We only have 2-day training, and we not understand which area is better or worse. We only understand this, my peg is good, and on the A sector we have not so good peg, because we have yesterday this sector, and one guy have 13, peg 13, and is not so good. It's much better. Is 15, 17 is much more better, and all another guys sitting, my opinion, on the normal peg.
I think the practice is good for the Hungarian team. In the end peg we catch a lot of bream and some carp, and last day, the second practice day, we catch a lot of carp in the first 2 hours. After that the fishing being a little bit hard, but we catch a lot of bream.
Just run through the section. So Stephen Ringer just over on the left of here is emitting to 8 carp at the minute, and that's probably about £100 given the stamp of the fish that are in this lake now. He's easily leading A section. He's got a challenge to his right from the Hungarian lad who's catching well as well. Lee Kerry up on B section, just a few more pegs further along. He's emitting to about £120, and actually I've got a third keep net for him as well, so he's obviously doing well and probably leading the match at the moment. In terms of the rest of the team, England, Will Freeman over on C section again on this river bank. He's doing really well, catching small skimmers. Over on the road bank, it's a bit of a different affair. Really tough fishing. It's small skimmers. It's a little bit of a race between a couple of the anglers on the end pegs up the top end, and it gets more and more difficult as you come down. I think at the moment I'd have to put my money on Team England Aqua. Seems to be leading most of the sections at the moment and could come back with a really strong point score at the end of today.
I'm Lee Kerry. I drew peg 27 and I've had 100 kilos to be leading the match. The fish can live anywhere from here all the way through into the lower teens. So I've started for carp at 50 metres with corn, hemp, bit of chopped corn, mainly particles, and then we've fished bigger baits like bunches of maggots and worms over the top for big carp. Now, it's quite obvious early on that there was odd carp and F1s here, which means I can commit to it because they're so big, you don't need many to get ahead of a skimmer weight. So that's been my approach today, and I've managed to stay there most of the day and then caught a few short later on. So an incredible day, a proper red letter day, unbelievable to be honest. It's all about us as a team. That's all. I don't know the team result yet, so cannot wait to find out, and hopefully we're right up there. So give me any peg and I'll do my best for the team.
We had a very good day yesterday. The England Aqua team, the World Championship team, won with 13 points, and not far behind with 16 points is the England Blue team. Obviously the draw plays a big part depending what kind of fish you're fishing for. We feel like we can If we draw on carp pegs, we feel like we can catch carp regular, and we feel like where there isn't many carp, we've got a silverfish line sorted for bream, skimmers and odd F1. There's one day, and fishing is one of those things that can bite you in the backside. The aqua team has actually got the same draw. It's all on a random matrix draw. The aqua team has got the draw that the blue team had yesterday. So they're quite happy with that. I wouldn't say it's an absolute rocket ship draw. I'd say more steady. And then the blue team has got 4 good pegs and 2 not so good. And with having 10 peg sections, that can sometimes throw a bit of a spanner in the works. Let's face it, the pressure's been on since the start. You're always going to be favourites in your own country, but the guys, the whole team, both teams, the management all have to deliver.
Okay, so we're into day 3, the third and final day of the European Feeder Cup. England are in pole position. In fact, both their teams are the top 2. The England Aqua squad on 29 points. They've had a massive 430 kilos of fish after the first 2 matches, which is incredible for those 6 anglers. Australian England Blue on 38 points, so a little way behind, 304 kilos of fish, so still massive catches. And in third place overnight again was the Czech Republic. Okay, so Hungary came back really strongly yesterday and managed to get themselves from 5th place up to 4th. They're on 50 points, so there's still a chance they can get the bronze medals here. They weighed in over the 2 days 277 kilos of fish, so a lot of fish being caught. The weather's foul today, let's be really honest. It's wet and wild out there. It's going to be hard for all the competitors today, but let's see how they get on. So you join us at the halfway stage on day 3 of the European Feeder Cup. The weather, as you can see behind me, is absolutely foul. There's been a couple of breaks in the day where we've had a little bit of more settled weather and we've seen some carp feed. Quite interesting, Will Freeman on peg 12 on the riverbank, he started putting a 6-foot hook length on and slowly falling those maggots through the water because the carp seem to be coming up in the water to the oils that are coming off the particles that they're feeding. And he's had 6 fish, so 4 on that tactic and 2 early on in the match. So he's going to be up there, he's doing really, really well. In terms of the rest of the Team England Aqua squad, it's a bit of a struggle out there. It's a struggle for everybody, to be honest. The weather's really hampered sport, but there's a few skimmers coming out. I know that Steve and Waco are having a bit of a tough time on their side of the riverbank. And over the other side, Lee Kerry and Rob Wootton, they seem to be doing a little bit better. They're faring a bit better on that side. Quite a few skimmers. I've just watched Rob land quite a decent carp, and he seems to be streaking ahead in his section. We've seen the Czechs, who were 3rd overnight, and Hungarians, who were 4th overnight, really gone for it today, and they're going to be really strong. We could have a problem. England could be slipping down a couple of places in some of their sections. They're really going for it. So we'll wait and see. There's still a few hours to go.
Hi everybody, thank you for coming back to the results. I just want to say a few thank yous to everybody. First of all, the biggest thank you is to you guys, the anglers. When we had the idea to put this event on, it only works if you guys put all the effort in to come and compete in the event. So the biggest thank you of the day, and round of applause goes to all you guys for making this happen. And if it was going to happen, it couldn't have happened at a better venue. For me, and I think I speak for a lot of people in England, Barston Lakes is one of our finest waters. The conditions this week have been everything from ice to floods and wind and rain in between. And the fishing, I hope you all agree, has literally been sensational with mega catches all through. So thank you for the hospitality for Nigel and Mark and everyone at Barston Lakes. We couldn't put this event on without the people helping out behind the scenes. For the whole week, we've actually had members of the Army come and help us and steward and provide security and weigh you in and just make sure everything's run smoothly like you would expect from the Army. So thank you to those guys. In true English style, we've got you some beers. So thanks for that. They're all very excited. And also a massive thanks to Sam. Sam's come down every day to provide us with fresh bait. He's actually here today. I think having bait available when you're travelling away is really important. So Sam, thank you for sorting all the bait out. My final thank you goes to the Angling Trust. The Angling Trust are the English Federation for angling. They do a lot of hard work, not just in competitions, in everything that is involved in angling across all different disciplines. So having them on hand, having their help, they've been really proactive with me behind the scenes to put this event on. They've been here today, so thank you Steve and everybody at the Angling Trust, Kelly, Alex, thank you very much. I don't think I've got any other thank yous. I hope you've had a fantastic event. I'm going to hand you over to Steve Fitzpatrick, the head of competitions at the Angling Trust. He's going to do your presentations. Once we've finished in here, I've got a couple more things to say. Once we've finished in here, we can't stay in here, so if you do want to stay, I know some of you need to get off, that's fine. If you want to stay, go and have a drink in the bar next door, that's no problem. This room's going to be used for something else. And finally, I can tell everybody here that next year, Belgium have kindly agreed to host the second European Feeder Cup in their country. Thanks to Belgium, cannot wait to get there next year. Thanks everybody, over to Steve.
Okay, the top three, and there's prizes for the first, second and third. Could I ask third place team to come up and collect their trophies? With 71 section points, 398 kilos. It's Team Hungary. On to our silver medal position, and finishing the 3 days of matches with incredible 63 points, 446 kilos. It's the Czech Republic. And the winners of the first ever European Feeder Cup, hosted at Barston Lakes, thank you Nigel, with incredible 47 section points, winning 2 of the days, with 625 kilos, it's Drennan England Aqua.